We will talk a little Bucks here, and I mean a little. I don't know how long I will go with this recap of the Bucks beating the Wizards. I don't know that it deserves a long recap, and really, we're mainly on the doorstep of Bucks and Celtics. That's what we are looking forward to coming up on Wednesday night, which I will be live after the moment that game ends from the comfort of my in-laws. The Bucks do get a victory, and on Monday, on a busy Monday night, you got Monday Night Raw. The USA lost to Trinidad and Tobago, but I hate when we play them. They cost us the World Cup once. You got this Eagles-Chiefs game, which is big, and you just got a lot going on. A lot of college basketball, Wisconsin. Yeah, well, good for them. Marquette in a late game against UCLA. So Milwaukee did lose to Stetson. So that's a problem. But the Milwaukee Bucks beat the Washington Wizards. And the Bucks have looked really, really good as of late. Now, there were times back and forth. You're thinking, okay, Bucks, what are you doing here? Are you going to win this game or not? It got a little too close for comfort. They allowed Jordan Poole to have 30 points. It's the first time that he's had 30 points all season. But they ultimately got the dub, 142 to 129. We are looking specifically at how Lillard and Giannis are playing together, because when they play separate, they've said Lillard feels a little more comfortable. Giannis feels a little more comfortable. But this is a pairing that's been in the works apparently for years. A little group chat with Pat Connaughton, which may count as tampering. I don't know. We'll see. A lot of people goading Pat Connaughton for that revelation Damian Lillard had on a podcast. Lillard 3 of 6 from 3, 5 of 14 overall, but this guy gets to the line. I think what I am appreciating about watching these games, and it sucks to have to compare him to Drew because we love Drew, and Drew did so well for us. So it sucks to have to compare him all the time. But the fact that Lillard can just go and get to the line so simply is such a nice addition to this team, something that they didn't really have. And Giannis could do it, but then he couldn't make the free throws. Okay. And Drew never did it. And Dame does it. You know, when you play against like Harden or those guys and they're always getting a line, you're like, man, fuck this. Well, now Dame's doing it. It's awesome. And so I love to see it. So Dame, yeah, he had 22 points on 5 made field goals, but he had 9 free throws, and that's been really good to see. So good night tonight. You know, get the wins that you need to get. Bobby had a nice spurt there in the third quarter. He ended up with 17 points. Malik Beasley is becoming a favorite. He's becoming a favorite. He got unleashed the other night. That one game Giannis didn't play. Malik Beasley got unleashed. 3 for 5 from 3 tonight. 16 points for him. Brook was 16. Middleton up to 23 minutes and 18. Every starter had at least 16 points. So a really nice, evenly paced game. And then there's Giannis, almost a triple-double, 13 boards, 8 assists, 20 of 23 shooting, did not take a 3, 2 for 6 from the line, and 42 points. And I think if you start to look at what Giannis has been up to, Giannis the last handful of games, 54 and 12. 35 and 10, 35 and 11. We're doing points and rebounds here. 6 and 8. That was against Charlotte. 28 minutes there. 40 and 15, 42 and 13. So Damian comes over. The guy in the last 6 games has scored only less than 35 once. 2, I know you guys hate it, but 2 40 burgers in a 54-point game. So a really impressive couple of nights from Giannis and the Bucks. The Hornets did play tonight. I mentioned the Hornets, and they played the Celtics. And the Celtics did not beat the Hornets. And Drew Holiday kind of got cooked by LaMelo Ball, broke his ankle there. Hornets beat the Celtics in overtime. Now, who did not play for Boston? Derek White did not play, and Horford did not play. And I saw somebody say, oh, they're resting him up for the Bucks. Could they be? The Hornets improved to 4-9, beating Boston in overtime. Tatum with 45, Pritchard with 21 off the bench. But the Hornets, who the Bucks just beat in season tournament play, beat up on the Celtics. And now it's a showdown of all showdowns on Wednesday night. And there is going to be too much put into this game. This Bucks Celtics game, either way, too much is going to be put into it. Win or loss is going to get too much attention. Taylor says Bucks win again and Celtics lose to the Hornets. So the Celtics better fire their coach now since they lost. That's how it works. You lose in the NBA, you have to fire your coach. Archon 14 has decreed it so. Q, who comes on my Packer post games crying and sad, comes on the Bucks ones happy and jovial.
Yay! Go Bucks, go!
You know what? I'm going to bring both of you idiots in here, Q and Jake.
Hey, Jake.
What's that?
Did you guys hear the news?
Sorry, I was reading my book. What's going on?
I can't. You're doing green screen comedy with the book. If there's a prop comedy, I couldn't see the book.
Yeah, I was going for it.
Put it in front of your face. Put it in front of your face. That's even worse. You have a green book in front of a. This is a disaster. We're not saying the word draft anymore on the Bart Winkler Show until 2024.
Oh,
wah.
What's the point then?
We're not talking about the draft. The way you guys are so sad. It's just like it. You really. I woke up today. It really pissed me off. I just must say.
What?
I'm sorry.
Q more than Jake.
What did I do?
You were so fucking sad.
I was happy about Jordan Love.
You were just sad.
I was like, I don't know. Let's talk about the Bucks. Oh my God. Jake just changed his background to the 2024 draft for the
What are you talking about?
That's fine. All right. Your thoughts on the Bucks. Did you guys both watch the game or are you just here to kibitz?
No, I watched.
Yeah. It was good.
Right,
I think anybody that thought the Bucks were losing, like, calm down. This was clearly like a roll the ball out onto the court, expend as little energy as possible so you can just get ready for that Boston game. And then when they needed to win, they were like, all right, let's shut this down.
Q, your thoughts?
I thought it was a really fun game. I know there was a lot of commentary about how the game was setting defense back in the league. But for a Monday night against an inferior opponent, I thought the offense was a lot of fun. Obviously, Giannis had an amazing stat line. I thought Dame was sitting on 7 assists for I think he had 7 assists early in the third quarter. I'm just getting really, really impressed with Damian Lillard. I think every other podcast I come on and say, I don't think I had an appreciation for who he was as a player. The assists, getting to the foul line. He hit some – he really seems like he's getting in a groove. I liked the AJ Green minutes in the first half.
Stalis Tom says AJ Green needs some serious minutes on Wednesday.
Wrong, AJ.
I think it's pretty – it's great that I guess if Jay's going to be out, him being out this time of year so we can see who of the young guys really rise to the occasion to fill in those minutes. Hopefully Marjan will be back on Wednesday for that big Boston matchup. But I don't know. This is a really fun team. I don't know what we're calling the little wiggle. But
Beasley?
I feel the Beasley, it's now everyone though, because Giannis was doing it for a big campaign 3 during this game. So I just love this team. And I think that everyone seems really comfortable, which this early in the year with this much change, I think I'm going to give Griff credit for that just because it seems like everybody has room to be themselves. On your points on Boston, I'm not expecting much in Boston, with Jay Crowder out, and I don't know. I feel like this team, but the team has been playing really, really well. But with Crowder out and Chris still on restricted minutes, it'll be interesting to see how we match up. But
Here, Zach says, how about this? Sit the big four, show them nothing.
Oh, no, we don't talk like that on this show. No, you don't intentionally lose games. Losing's bad. You don't do that.
Totally different.
I
like this idea. Oh, by the way, you said it wrong, AJ, for Andre Jackson. The spirit of Bud is alive. He started the other night, then played 1 minute tonight. So
that was a Scott Skiles move. Like, I remember back in the day, John Henson had a 2020 game, and then Scott Skiles played him 0 minutes in the next game, just healthy scratch. Just hated young players.
Yeah.
How dare you get over on your own?
Yeah. So maybe facetiously, maybe tongue in cheek, but because I want to win, I don't mind just never showing them anything all season.
I mean, they're professional basketball team. They have tape. They have film. No,
yeah, but I think that gets it. I think beating us, I don't know. If we're us beating them doesn't get in their heads as much as us not playing anybody. And then if we don't play anybody and we win, I like it. I'm going to campaign for it.
I hope that the Celtics don't get dirty. Like
that's why you sit everyone. Just sit everyone.
They
got rid of Marcus Smart. Like, they don't have Big Bob down there anymore. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I think we don't have to worry about that.
In Chris's post-game interview, he seemed like genuinely excited to match up against Drew on Wednesday, and I would assume that that's echoed by the rest of the team.
Drew got cooked tonight.
We'll see how Drew feels. We'll see if he's as excited to see them as they are to see him. I mean, he could be the one that's taking cheap shots.
This is the biggest game. I know the Mavs game was big and fun on a Saturday night, but this is like the most outside of in-season tournament play.
I was gonna say it's not even the biggest game of this week. Like we got
tournament games Friday, right?
We got Washington at home again on Friday. So,
but wait, did you just insinuate that Drew Holiday would get dirty with Milwaukee?
I mean, based on his wife's comments, there's some bad blood.
I mean, he's probably not happy about getting traded. Who would be? But when has Drew Holiday ever shown anything other than great sportsmanship in his time in the league? He's loved by everybody.
When was the last time he got stiffed by a franchise that he poured his heart and soul into?
Well, he loved being in New Orleans. They traded him. I don't remember him taking any shots at them.
I think he got traded to a good situation. We traded him to Portland. We did not trade him to the Celtics.
I don't know. I think that's overplayed. It's a business. These guys understand it. He's getting paid in the 30s millions annually. He won a ring with Milwaukee. I highly doubt he has any bad blood for the team, maybe for the front office, but he's not going to stiff those guys that he called his brothers for 3 years or whatever it was. So I don't buy that. My theory is that Drew is our saboteur for Boston, and then he's going to opt out and sign with us for the taxpayers mid-level next year.
I would love that. That would be amazing.
God, you guys are just whatever kind of milk you guys have been drinking is spoiled rotten.
It's protein shakes, bruh.
414 Badger says, Q, you think Drew Holiday is going to be throwing elbows out there because of his wife's Instagram? Take it down about 10 notches.
I don't know if this show can handle Q taking it down another notch.
Stalis, any response, Q? No, I just want to say that I like the Bucks to win. Q?
I'm good.
Stalis wants to know why we're talking Bucks when the Kelseys are meeting the Swifts. That is off. They did not meet tonight. Taylor wanted to be there when they met. She's got a concert tonight that got rescheduled, so she didn't want to not be there when the parents met.
Yeah, was that the Death Makeup show?
Yeah, I don't know. NNYE66 says, thanks for everything, Bart. Time to move on for me. These clowns get too much airtime. So this guy is going to leave all that I ever have done because as there's like the game that you should be watching's on, we're just talking like friends. So that's the problem. You could just not watch tonight's, but that's fine. You gotta again, it's not an airport. You don't need to announce your departure.
I'm gonna miss
414 Badger says, I'm sorry, Q. That was mean of me.
Well, I'm just like you guys commenting. We just come call in. You can come join the conversation. Like we welcome all opinions.
Matt is saying that NYE 666 should jump on you, fucking coward.
Yeah, that's kind of my sentiment. Thank you, Matt.
In a nicer way, that's what Q was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again,
like a younger me would have hit him with some swear words and.
Not every show, not every piece of Bart Winkler content out on this earth is going to be good. For instance, I did a show tonight on CBS Sports Radio. I thought was all right. The one I did on Saturday was complete ass. So it's not always going to be good. I just try to put my best foot forward, and I like to open the door and just talk to people as they come.
Well, I'll tell you what, Bart. The best thing for any avenue of entertainment is I always say, give me an A or give me an F. I don't want anything in the middle. You're going to be entertained if you get one of those two things.
Yeah.
And I think that's where your comfort zone is.
No, I mean, I this would be the first time that people, I mean, fuck, if people are going to leave, I might as well start advertising for COVID shots again, make it worth my while. At least get
there you go.
Looking paid for it.
I was going to say that NYE, he looks like an alpha, so I'm kind of scared. I don't want to say anything too much to get him all riled up.
I mean, I don't need to get all bent out of shape about one comment. Whatever. So again, the Bucks, I do want to watch the end of this game. So we'll talk a little more just to wrap up on the Bucks. And if you're listening to the audio, then disregard this. But I've got Tim Shea on Tuesday's pod. And then we go through some voicemails, including a fun proposal from Matt in the Falls about the NFL and a Spark Guy voicemail in which he tries to once again use his Bears fandom to tell us how to feel about Jordan Love.
Can't wait.
So those are those. And if you're listening to the audio, that already happened, unless I got this to Tim to edit before he went to bed for the evening. The Celtics game, I do think is huge. Again, in-season tournament notwithstanding, the Philadelphia games, the Celtics games, the Heat games rather, they're all going to be big. But the Celtics one is going to take on a life of its own. Anytime that the Bucks and the Celtics play, it will get more attention one way or the other. Just like what I said about the Packers and the Bears, whatever happened in week one was going to get too much attention. This is going to get way too much attention. Even if like the way that I was cocking off about Adrian Griffin on Saturday night, and I just wanted to cock off to the people that were like asking for a coach to be fired after 10 games. That's ridiculous. Still hasn't lost since. And in fact, the Bucks actually didn't lose the game before that was printed either. So really just still the dumbest thing. Will be hard to top the fan base's reaction to that ever. I think the Bucks have now won 5 in a row. They have the Celtics. Q mentioned they've got that game against Washington, then Portland on Sunday, then an in-season tournament group stage finale, massive game on Tuesday for the Bulls, and then we get into December. But yeah, these games, Boston, you got Boston this Wednesday on Blackout Wednesday, which I invented, and then you've got them on January 11th, and then March 20th. And April 9th, all of these games nationally televised, as you would expect. ESPN getting a pair and TNT getting a pair. But this one, I just really hope the Bucks win, just because I don't want to deal like the Celtics fans will act like they won the trade, the East, the finals. And I wish I could just ignore it, but we will see it one way or the other. So very much want a Bucks win more than ever. M Shark says Bucks fans will freak out if they lose, and you'll have that too. I mean, if they lose,
well, I was fully expecting them to lose against Boston on Wednesday, but tonight makes me a little bit more confident that it's going to be a good game.
Tonight,
just
I think Saturday made me more confident. Tonight did nothing for my confidence. We beat a team we were supposed to beat. But
yeah, but
Saturday's game was
for
like
me, it was more the
phenomenal.
aspect of that they didn't have to expend a ton of energy. Like, yes, everybody's going to talk about the lack of defense, but again, pretty much when Dame came in with about 5 minutes left, they just blew him out to end it. You know, they could do whatever they wanted. So, yeah, I feel pretty good about Wednesday. Do we have time to talk about what Tom Brady said?
Hold on. I don't want to leave the Bucks yet.
Yeah, I don't know what he said, so hold on that. I don't know what he said.
Okay.
The other thing, with the Bucks is I just don't like I appreciate that people are fired up, and it's good for me. Like, if I want people to watch a post game, you got to be interested in the actual game. So it's good for me. It'll be good for me on Wednesday night. I just think that Bucks fans, and maybe all fans of all teams, but I think that we have a tendency to we want to we don't ever want to feel the heartbreak of losing in the playoffs again. And we don't like that sudden heartbreak, kind of like what Drew felt. So we put up walls and we put up guardrails. And so we get, instead of being happy all year and then really, really mad when something bad happens, we're just miserable the entirety of our life to prevent from being really miserable at one time. So that's a weird human thing that I think extends
You
to more
lost
than
me on
just
that
Bucks
one.
fans.
I
lost
got
you on that one?
Take.
A little bit.
No, we don't want, like, okay, take it back to the 2014 NFC Championship game. Remember that?
Oh joy, yeah, I remember.
Remember
can
how
you break it
sudden
down?
and stark the pain was?
Yes.
So
It was
instead
for a
of
moment.
feeling that, we're always sad.
That actually changed me as a person, that game.
I was just talking, and maybe I'll bring this up with Grant and Paul again, but I was texting with them, and I said, you know what? I'm going to go watch this is because we love our heartache. I'm going to go watch the 2020 NFC Championship game again, because that might have been like worse than 2020 or 2014. That game against the Buccaneers was awful, but we were so scarred.
Yeah, it was maybe a little worse in the sense that, like, in 2014, you felt like, well, they'll get back. 2020, you didn't know. You're like, maybe that was it. Like, maybe we really are going to do one Super Bowl with Rodgers. And lo and behold.
All right.
Have
did you have anything else on Bucks?
I've got to take. Have you ever rewatched the Bucks finals, like game 6?
I have game 4, 5, and 6 all queued up on my DVR to like the play of each game.
You know what's weird is
that we were getting cooked by Frank Kaminsky in the game 6?
and that it was COVID. It's like so weird to look and see Fiserv with the like seats behind the benches pushed back because they were keeping the fans away from the players. It's just so weird to see that. I don't know. It like shakes me every time I watch it. It's like it like takes away from the enjoyment of the game. Even I was there and thought nothing of COVID when I was there, but it's just weird to watch it.
It wasn't COVID in the Deer District.
But
I mean, there were 60,000 people there.
No, it was fine.
I think to your point on just fans putting up walls or being impatient, I'm getting really frustrated with all the Chris Middleton hate on Twitter. It just seems like people can't let
what do you
the
do
guy.
now?
I don't know. People were all over him in the first half, like during the first quarter, because he missed a shot and then he hit like his next 3 and had like a bunch of assists. And then they're like, "Oh wait, just kidding. Like Chris is fine." Like I think he had his best game tonight, and people just can't give the guy any space to get back into it. And here's my take. Here's the gist of my take. So it took Giannis and Dame 10 games to get used to the new reality of having a new coach and like working together. Well, Chris is playing half these games. He's only playing 20 minutes. So it's probably going to take him twice as long, or 20 games, to like get into a rhythm and understand how he's going to fit into this offense. So just give the guy a break, and we don't need him to be the old Chris. We just need him to be a third option, and he's going to be a fantastic third option. So just chill out, people. I'm getting sick of the hate.
Our guy Toby has a comment. He says he knew Giannis was dropping 40 tonight.
Did he take that to the casino? Is that why he's smiling so big in his picture?
That is a very nice picture. Toby's a very nice, handsome young man. Jake, you had a Tom Brady thought?
Yeah, so he did an interview with Stephen A. Smith, and people are kind of taking him to task because he's talking about how mediocre the NFL is this year. And he broke it down, and he thinks the coaching has gotten worse. He thinks the development of young players have gotten worse. But I have a theory that I've seen this coming for a long, long time. And it's that once we started to learn more about concussions, CTE, parents aren't letting their kids play football the same way that they would before. So gradually,
I don't think that that's affected it yet.
Well, I think it's starting. I mean, the talent, little by little, it's going to. All the talented kids are going to play basketball. They're going to play soccer. They're going to play baseball, and we may be starting to see the beginning of that, where the uber talented athletic freaks, they're gravitating towards the other sports. So I think it's inevitable. And
especially if you watch every time the Bills are on fucking national TV, there's 2 players get carted off the field. They showed DeMar Hamlin every time, like, ugh.
Well, yeah, and
but it is. There's not a lot of good teams. One of the things I mentioned on CBS Monday night was because the Chiefs are playing the Eagles, and so if anyone's going to knock them off, who will be the one to knock them off? And I was power ranking the teams, and I thought, okay, the Ravens I think can play anywhere, and the Lions could maybe make some hay, and San Fran could go into Philly and get a win. And then I'm like, well, who the fuck else? Maybe Dallas, maybe Buffalo if they get in. Like, who's good? Who's good enough to beat the Eagles or the Chiefs? This is your Super Bowl. Unless there's like an injury, we're watching the Super Bowl tonight.
Even the Chiefs are boring now. Like, it's Mahomes and Kelsey. Like, the rest of the offense is pretty blah.
Well, you want more Rashee Rice?
I want Tyreek Hill back there.
414 Badger says it's due to the lack of fullbacks in the league.
Power eye, baby.
And then if you look at a lot of these games this weekend, like, fuck, a lot of these games are dog shit. There's only 3 games, I think, with teams of winning records. The primetime games we're getting, Thursday's going to be a massacre in all these different games. Monday night's Bears Vikings. Sunday night's Chargers Ravens. Chargers are bad. We broke Brandon Staley, which is funny. He got all pissed.
You're right. Thursday is going to be a massacre, and there's going to be a lot of Packer fans that are going to be confused. It's funny. They just got that stellar win. It's unbelievable. How could they lose to Detroit?
Bart, you're a lasagna house for Thanksgiving, right?
Don't you ever fucking say that again. Ever. Any more Bucks on any way? Otherwise, this will be the end of tonight's program.
No, but I did have a quick alpha take, if you don't mind, as my goodbye message. It's a big alpha time of year because it's deer hunting season. So it's great because I remember as a bartender, I would always clean up because all the alphas would be up north, sitting in a camouflage tent, drinking beer, pretending to hunt something. And then all the alphas' wives would be at the bar tipping me and then leaving with all the betas at the bar, going home with them. So I don't know. Nothing but respect for the alphas out there. Go get that venison while your wife is, getting some different meat. So
getting the sausage.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Wednesday's Boston game. Are we doing a post game or are we gonna skip that one?
I went on 45 minutes after Bucks Wizards during Chiefs Eagles. You think I'm skipping Bucks fucking Celtics?
I don't know. You're a family
Bart
guy now.
is the Bucks guy now. We've got to give that to him.
I'm doing one for Bucks Celtics.
All right.
Okay. I do, however. Okay, I will. Let me just tell you the Bart Winkler Show schedule. Okay, if anyone cares. And I hope you do. Wednesday night, I'll be doing a post game show. Thursday, I'll do a quick one after the Packers play. And then I'm not going to do.
In season.
I'm not doing one. I'll go. I think I'm going to go to that one.
Oh, nice.
Bucks play Sunday against the Trailblazers.
Afternoon
No
game.
Packers.
2:30.
I will not be doing a show that day. No show next Monday.
Damn.
For the holiday. That makes sense.
If it's my wife's birthday, so I'm going to not do one.
Oh,
You do deserve an off day too, Bart.
I mean, I just took one last week, but
Plus, I'm sure Marvel has season 46 in the 7th stage of the universe of whatever.
I'm
you
so
gotta
desperate
say.
for Marvel content. You know what I started watching now? I started watching the old X-Men cartoon from the 90s.
oh,
They-
they're
see, that's
rebooting
quality.
that. They're rebooting that.
That's why I'm watching it.
Yeah.
They're rebooting. What? Why? All right, I gotta go.
It's a continuation.
Yeah, they're just keeping it going. It's like the Bart Winkler Show and then the Bart Winkler podcast. We just keep it going.
All right, Q, peace. Everybody on the stream, thank you. And we will see you new episode with Grant and Paul coming out. And then I will be on live with you from Parts Unknown on Wednesday night after Bucks Celtics. A massive game with somewhat minor implications that will be reacted to in a major way. Bucks Celtics. Matt's right. Bucks Celtics. I will talk to you soon. The Bart Winkler Show. 3 words, put them all together.